Hi, welcome to Road by Culture. I'm your host, Kevin Isley. Today we're going to talk about how I've taken the ketogenic diet and turned it into a lifestyle. If you saw last week's video, you know that on January 1st, I started the ketogenic diet, and I had a lot of good reasons for it, and I felt it was the right type of a diet for an endurance athlete. But another reason is I wanted to figure out what it was like to burn fat as my primary energy source versus carbohydrates. If you're in your 20s and you're a road cyclist, you can eat whatever you want to eat, and if you're packing in the miles, you don't have to worry about a thing. When you hit your 30s, you have to worry a little bit more, but when you hit your 40s, you're married and you have a child, yeah, you really gotta worry. So I decided to take on the ketogenic diet, and it worked. It was hardcore for those first 21 days, and after that, it got easier, but I had to figure out how to turn it into a lifestyle. The National Institute of Health defines a ketogenic diet as less than 50 grams of carbohydrates per day, and that's good if you want to do it 7 days a week, but I don't want to do it 7 days a week. I need cheat days. I still want to live a life, and I don't want to be socially awkward when I go out to dinner with friends. So, through some trial and error over the last few weeks, I have come up with the perfect plan. I incorporate a 16-hour fast, 8 hours of eating with the ketogenic diet 4 days a week. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm off on Wednesdays from my job, so on Wednesdays I eat a breakfast and I try to go for a ride before I shoot my videos. Every day now starts like this. On Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, I wake up at 4:30 in the morning so I have time to edit my video. Like I said in the other video, you gotta drink a lot of fluid on this diet. So when I wake up at 4:30, I make a cup of coffee. I don't have a coffee maker or a coffee pot. I do pour over coffee. So while I'm making my first cup of coffee, I drink a pint of water with a teaspoon and a half of Calm. This is Calm. It is a lifesaver on this diet. It is loaded in magnesium and potassium, and it starts your day off right. After that first pint of water, I get on to drinking my cup of coffee and I start my editing. After I finish my first cup of coffee, I drink one more pint of plain water while I make a second cup of coffee. I edit for about another 35 minutes, and then I get my kids' lunch ready and my lunch ready, because being on the keto diet requires a lot of planning. You have to always bring your food. You have to know what to do to eat, or you will fail and cheat on this diet. Because I stop eating dinner at 7 p.m., I can start eating lunch again at 11. So when 11 o'clock rolls around, the first day I did a fast, I was so hungry, I barely made it. I had a super high protein, super high fat lunch, and it really irritated my stomach. So I did some research that night, and I realized I need to end my fast with something like bone broth. Through trial and error, I went through a lot of different bone broths, and one day I was listening to the Joe Rogan Experience, and he did an ad for a company called Kettle and Fire. This is it, Kettle and Fire bone broth. Man, this is really good bone broth. It is absolutely incredible. So at 11 o'clock, I drink my bone broth and I eat some berries with creme fraiche. This gives my stomach a chance to kind of wake up from the fast, and about an hour later, I go into my lunch. By the time I finish my lunch, I have drinking another liter of water. Side note, 2 pint glasses of water is 0.9 liters. Plus my 2 cups of coffee, I'm at over 2 liters of fluid by the end of my lunch. By the time I get home, I've had about another 500 milliliters of water. I drink another pint of Calm with a teaspoon and a half of Calm poured into it. And then I usually drink a LaCroix for my dinner, followed by tea in the evening. This puts me at about 3.5, almost 4 liters of fluid in a day. I've taken on enough magnesium and potassium through my Calm and through what I'm eating that I am electrolyte balanced. But Tuesdays are slightly different because I ride to work on Tuesdays. It's 4.5 miles, and I do a fasting after that. So I get to work at 7 and I don't eat for another 4 hours. This is causing my body to go into finding energy to replace the glycogen that I used on my bike ride to work. Believe it or not, this feels really good. Fasting feels good. It is absolutely amazing. And on these 4 days when I fast, I take in less than 20 grams of carbohydrates, kicking my ketosis way up. So what about Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday? Well, Wednesdays I ride, so it's a cheat day. I start off with a big fat egg breakfast with lots of good fats, and then I go for a bike ride. I drink some electrolytes. While I'm on my bike ride, I come home, I eat lunch, and I go into shooting videos. After my videos, I can cheat with what I want. Because the cravings stop after 2 weeks on the keto diet, you don't crave as much as you think you do. I'm really wanting some pizza and french fries coming up, but I don't think I'll ever go back to burritos and hamburgers with a bun. Saturdays is family day, and now we're starting to go for a lot of family bike rides, which are about 8 to 10 miles. My 5-year-old can ride 8 miles. It's incredible how good he is doing on a bike. And then on Sundays, I can do whatever I want. As my miles increase, I will change my diet to more carbohydrate after my ride. I'm not afraid to go get french fries and a beer with my friend Josh after a bike ride. I'm not afraid to get pizza after a bike ride. But when you eat carbohydrates, it spikes your insulin. And after a spike of insulin comes a crash of insulin, which then causes you to crave. So on a cheat day, if you go into a fast, the next day, that fast is very difficult because your body is asking for some more carbohydrates. They thought the party was back. But you're still in ketosis even on cheat days if the other days are pretty hardcore and have fasting. Fasting has a lot of benefits that have been well documented through peer-reviewed articles, and it is something that I think everybody should do. Whether you go into keto or whether you are a vegan, if you fast, you will do better for your body. Fasting is, I think, the missing key to true endurance training. As far as bike riding goes, you do need to take in carbohydrates on your ride. And after the 21-day keto challenge, you can take in complex carbohydrates in your drink. If it's a short ride, I recommend Noon. These guys are great. 7 carbohydrates, lots of potassium, lots of magnesium, lots of everything you need in electrolytes. But now that I'm back and I'm fat adapted, I'm on my bike, I went back to Scratch. This is my favorite hydration company. I love Scratch. And when Scratch makes their drink, they make it with glucose, which is better than fructose, which is what Gatorade makes. And after you've gone on rides with Noon and you've tried pickle juice like I have and you've gone through all of these things, when you get fat adapted and you get on your bike for a long ride and you drink a proper sport drink, it is like jet fuel. You have so much energy, and that energy lasts for so long because it is a slow releasing glucose, and it just works and nothing's getting stored, and you're still burning fat as your primary energy source. Through this diet, through the research and going through it, I have learned one really important thing. You have to choose an energy source, whether it is fat as an energy source or whether it is carbohydrates as an energy source. Well, I think that just about covers it. How I've turned the keto diet into a lifestyle while incorporating the 16/8 fast. If you like this episode, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button. And as always, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter. Yeah, I said Twitter, still there. I'm loving it. It's been my keto diary. And until the next time, I hope to see you out there on the road.